What's up, amigos? It's the Project Maker Minute with yours truly, Chris Lewitt. As you may know, I'm the former #1 for Cornell University, pro circuit player, elite junior development coach, and author and educator, author of The Secrets of Spanish Tennis and the Tennis Technique Bible. On this Project Maker Minute, I want to talk a little bit about Garbiñe Muguruza, who I've been working on my book update for The Secrets of Spanish Tennis 2, the second edition of The Secrets of Spanish Tennis. You can see the book in the background, and we'll be coming out with the new updated Secrets of Spanish Tennis very soon for 2023. So I'm kind of excited about that. And Garbiñe is featured in the book a little bit. So I was updating a chapter that featured her, and it reminded me of how great a player she was. She still is a great player, but she's dropped a little bit in the rankings, but she won 2 Grand Slams and she reached #1 in the world, which is a tremendous accomplishment for a Spanish female player. And originally she's from Venezuela, and she emigrated from Venezuela and came to Spain, and her family took up residence in the village where the Bruguera Academy is located. So they took their family to the Bruguera Academy. She had older brothers who played very high level as well. I remember meeting one of her older brothers at Bruguera, who became a coach for the academy. And Muguruza is famous at the Bruguera Academy for going over 800 balls in a row without missing on the wall, which is a very famous Spanish drill called the wall, La Pared. And the way the story goes is she did, I don't remember the exact number, but 820, 840 balls consecutively in a row against the coach. The coach becomes the wall. The coach in Spain typically stands on the service line and volleys the ball, kind of floats the ball back to the player and moves the player around. And the player has to make as many shots as they can to the coach's chest, typically. So that's called La Pared, the wall in Spain. So it's not an actual wall. The coach is simulating a wall. And it's a very, very famous exercise that's used all throughout Spain. The great William Pato Alvarez used many variations of the wall where he volleyed to his players. And Luis Bruguera also strongly believed in that exercise, still does believe in that exercise. So one of the questions that I have for you guys, and feel free to add to the comments section, is do you think that type of volume of repetition is worthwhile? Because we hear a lot in today's game about the first 4 shots, the research by Craig O'Shaughnessy, and he's been promoting that aggressively in the past decade or so. We've heard a lot about first strike and serve +1, return +1, and how the most of the points at the pro level are, the critical points are shorter. And so what do you think about the concept of training hundreds of balls in a row? Is that worthwhile? Is that something that is still valuable, or is that something old-fashioned that should be retired? Something from Spain that should be retired and maybe modernized? I'll tell you my personal view. I personally think that for the right player, it's still valuable. It teaches tremendous concentration, and it teaches, obviously builds great stamina, both aerobic stamina and muscular stamina. So I think it still can be an integral part or an invaluable part of a kid's training regimen. And sometimes I will still do the wall, maybe not up to 800 balls, but Pato Alvarez used to do 3 times 20. 3 times 20 was his basic exercise, where the player would have to make 3 sets of 20 without missing a ball to the coach. And I think that's certainly a worthy number to shoot for. But I think some coaches would even say that's too many, and that doesn't really apply to the modern game. But I still think it's valuable because a lot of critical points in tennis can go long, and you see that in matches. There are critical junctures of a match where a rally can go 20 or 30 or 40 balls even on many different surfaces. And those tend to be swing points, really big momentum points. So I always like to train a little longer, maybe even more than my player will need. I'd rather have a player who has more gas in the tank than less. I'd rather have a player who has better amounts of concentration and stamina than less. And so I still think the wall is quite valuable. But what do you guys think? Is that crazy, hitting 800 balls in a row? Is 100 too many? Is 20 balls in a row too much? Should we only be practicing 4 to 8 ball sequences? Let me know in the comments or hit me up with some questions. If you enjoyed this Prodigy Maker Minute, check out my big show, The Prodigy Maker Show. We just had a new one that got published, and it's called UTR is God. It's a great podcast if you like listening, if that interests you in UTR and modern tournament structures. Check it out. It's also available on this YouTube channel. I'll see you guys on the next program.